The latest movie release in the Marvel Universe was released with a few movie mistakes. You know those mistakes that make you say, wait, what? I found 17 of those little movie blunders in Thor, Love and Thunder by Taika Waititi. This Thor wasn't my favorite of the movie franchise. However, it was entertaining and quite funny at times, starring Chris Hemsworth, Christian Bale, Natalie Portman, Russell Crowe, Taika Waititi, Tessa Thompson, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Hollywood blockbuster does deliver an imaginative fantasy film with interesting CGI, except for those little mistakes. And the two goats. Movie mistake 1. The gravitational push of Nebula. After Thor helps out the native people of a distant planet, we can see Nebula and Drax the Destroyer close to one another as Drax is standing on Nebula's left side. In the next shot, we see Nebula standing much further behind Drax and not right next to him. Drax does not want to be around her. I get it. Not many beings do. Hurry up! Movie mistake 2. Chemotherapy and bags of chips. In a serious scene about receiving chemotherapy in the hospital, Dr. Jane Foster receives some snacks from a friend. 4 bags of chips are placed on the table, and 1 bag is in her friend's hand. A few shots of nobody eating anything, and now the chips are in a different position. The green kettle chips are standing up, and the Fritos bag has flipped over. The blue bag is hiding, and we can see her friend holding an unopened Cheetos bag on her lap. A few more shots of serious conversation with 2 friends connecting over chemo and cancer. Nobody touches the snacks. Suddenly there are only 3 bags, and they've moved again? Probably just an editing mix-up. Maybe she's holding the Cool Ranch, whoa, a flaming hot Cheetos bag? And she's licking her lips like she ate one? When did she open the bag? Let me see your fingers. Oh, and the bags moved again. The blue Cool Ranch Doritos are back on the table, and the other bags, well, you get it. With all the chips on the table, we can fast forward through the rest of the scene, as I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. Ooh, the chips moved again. Movie mistake 3. All aboard again? Thor and Dr. Jane Foster are standing on a boat while Thor is giving a rousing speech to the people of New Asgard. We can see Stormbreaker the Axe standing up on the boat behind Thor. After he's done with his speech, Thor closes the door to the boat and puts the axe down on the boat? Weren't they already on the boat with the axe standing up? Things that make you go, Movie mistake 4. Cornucopia of rambling grapes. The Thor gang is in Omnipotent City, waiting to talk to the god of lightning himself, Zeus. A cornucopia of grapes sits between King Valkyrie and Dr. Jane Foster. A cornucopia is basically a basket of grapes for you non-Latin speaking folks who have never heard of the Horn of Plenty, an ancient symbol of boundless abundance. The ancient runes did not, however, foretell of the horn having plenty of mobility and magically moving around without being touched. Here, the basket is next to Valkyrie's hand, and then, after a few shots, the basket is further away. Did you catch the other blunder? In this sequence, Mjolnir the Hammer moves from Dr. Jane Foster's lap to the arm of the chair and back to her lap. So, Thor goes down to the stage to talk to Zeus. Valkyrie then grabs the basket and begins eating the grapes and sharing them with the mighty Dr. Jane Foster. After a quick cut to Zeus, the basket leaps from her hand and is back on the chair. Movie mistake 5. Watch out, ladies, he can twirl lightning. This next one is just a funny observation rather than a movie mistake. As Zeus demonstrates his lightning skills, I can't help but notice the 4 ladies behind him and what they're watching. 2 of them could care less about a god and his shiny toy. The other 2, well, they cannot take their eyes off the lightning. Keep a close eye on their heads. And they appear to be watching 2 separate lightning bolts. I laughed out loud when one of the lovely ladies slowly follows the sweet skills of Zeus' swift lightning swirls. Girls only want boyfriends with great skills. Movie mistake 6. For the love of Loki, where's the tattoo? What happens in Omnipotent City stays in Omnipotent City. After we get a shot of the giant back tattoo on Thor's rear, there are quite a few shots that follow where the back tattoo disappears completely. While Thor is talking to Zeus face to face, we don't see any tattoo showing on his back or shoulders. Then, boom, tattoo. It seems to have moved higher up on his back and is now under his hair. All is fine until Thor steps up to Zeus and catches the lightning. Where's the ink and the brotherly love? Movie mistake 7. Superhero fight Stupefies. In Omnipotent City, somewhere between a missing tattoo and swirling lightning, is a fight scene where some super shifty things happen around Dr. Jane Foster. She slams Mjolnir and strikes 2 guards in front with lightning. The guard behind her is about to strike her with his sword. Immediately in the following shot, there is no one behind her. And then showing up late to the attack is the guard, who was probably hanging with the slow bunch. Hence the off timing. Another thing that was off was when Dr. Jane Foster destroys multiple guards with pieces of her hammer. But in the next shot, the hammer is completely intact as she strikes another guard. Movie mistake 8. Thor's toga trades sides. As far as we can tell, Thor's toga is draped over his left shoulder while at Omnipotent City. We saw him get wrapped by Zeus, the Gucci god of gods himself, but when Thor digs around for Korg's face and restrains himself from kissing rocks, we see a quick shot of the toga over his right side. Movie mistake 9. A frayed Ding-A-Ling string. While the gang is on the boat soaring through the galaxy, I notice something odd in the cabin. Not a singing face made from rocks, but the bell rope on the wall behind the odd face. That Ding-A-Ling string continuously changes throughout the boat ride. While Thor's outside tickling his axe, it changes from straight ends to split ends, and then again from split ends to straight, manageable ends. Movie mistake 10. Goats crash on the other side of the moon. While the crew travels to the Shadow Realm, the goats crash the boat on a black and white Xerox copy of a planet. The two halves of any sea or aerial vessel are the port and starboard, or the right and left sides of a ship. The white goat with straight horns is on the left starboard side of the boat. The curly-horned brown goat is on the right port side. Odd thing is that when they left New Asgard, the goats were on different sides. The white goat on the port side and the brown goat on the starboard side. When the crew walks away from the boat, the goats have switched back to their original sides. Movie mistake 11. Maestro's right hand knows not what the left is doing. In the Shadow Realm, Gorr the God Butcher captures Thor and his friends in spooky vines. Gorr seems to be commanding the vines with his right hand, twisting the vines tighter around the neck of Thor. The scene quickly cuts to Gorr using his left hand to puppeteer the plants. Movie mistake 12. Thor, Secret Sweet Tooth, and Wandering Remote. While Dr. Jane Foster is in the hospital recovering, Thor smashes a vending machine and grabs Thor-sized handfuls of candy and snacks. He places them in a pile on the tray in front of Dr. Jane Foster and nudges the television remote control partially off the tray. In the next cut, we see the pile of candy, but the remote control has inched itself completely onto the tray. Keep an eye on the candy pile as well, because someone keeps eating the candy. After a quick cut to Thor, somehow there is even more candy on the tray. The remote keeps moving. A little more talking, and the remote moves again. And the remote just will not stay still. Then the saddest thing ever happens. Someone keeps eating the candy. Thor. Wait, now it's almost all gone? It was Dr. Jane Foster, I presume. Movie mistake 13. Cool lightning bolt. Repeat, cool lightning bolt. Thor walks up to King Valkyrie, who is sitting on a park bench, resting her elbow on Zeus's lightning bolt. She removes her elbow in one shot, but as Thor walks up in the next shot, she removes her elbow again. Watching this, I feel like they fell asleep in the editor chair. I saw this mistake in theaters and it took me completely out of New Asgard. Movie mistake 14. Stormbreaker the Axe goes missing. While Gorr is trying to open the door to eternity, we can see Stormbreaker strung on his back. As he walks down the corridor, it is hanging behind him and is wider than his shoulders. A quick cut to Gorr's front side and Stormbreaker is missing? How do you lose a giant mother axe like Stormbreaker? Even the next wide shot shows him without an axe on his back and just white robes. Okay, now if we zoom in, he's holding Stormbreaker, I think. We see the axe in the next shot as he slams the hilt onto the ground. Movie mistake 15. Dan Hut! Present arms or bunny rabbit! The children and Thor are about to fight a gang of ghastly ghouls from the Shadow Realm. They present their weapons to Thor. One girl holds up her bunny rabbit in one shot, but in a following shot she holds up her bunny rabbit again. Whatever. No jokes for this one. It's just adorable. Movie mistake 16. Panflaps, Blueberries, Bumbles, and Mishaps. Thor is making Panflaps, which are Asgardian pancakes, for his little love's breakfast. He sprinkles a few blueberries onto the plate. and serves up a hot batch of yum. In the next shot, the blueberries have rolled around the plate and the Panflaps have flopped. After Little Love expresses her love for Panflaps and fires an eyeball bullet at Thor, we see the blueberries have moved again. Movie mistake 17. Big girls don't need fancy things. While Love and the God of Thunder are getting ready for their day, we can see some items all around the room, like these 2 pink elbow pads and this fancy pink boa. Looks like we just missed a Hulkamania dance party. Keep an eye on the blue pillow on the bench, the closet and pile of clothes in the background, and the peach scarf on the floor. In fact, in the next shot, we see a bunch of the items have moved around. There is no pillow on the bench, and the scarf is no longer on the ground. Also, a new pink shoe and a brown something are now on the ground. When Thor pulls the box with Mjolnir in it, we see one of the pink elbow pads has moved and the pink shoe has flipped around. Support the channel. If you all enjoy this type of video where I break down the mistakes found in Hollywood movies, like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment letting me know I should make more.